What else
Oh,
we could talk about?
speaking of that, like those good teams, Sam Presti actually gave good game about how, teams like the Oklahoma City who drafted their own players, how they shouldn't be punished. The way the league is set up nowadays, if you draft well, if you, grab a couple of good free agents, you have a stacked up team, they kind of punish you with the way they set up the CBA, forcing you to give up some young players.
Yeah.
So this is what he had to say about it. Check it out.
I think the thing to note about the rules are that a lot of the expansion rules relative to the personnel stuff were written in like 1980. They haven't been changed since 1980. So, and one thing that we know about Adam Silver since he's been the commissioner, and I think he's done an unbelievable job of this, is he has modernized the league in every single possible way. I think we're the most sophisticated league in a lot of different ways. The idea of like working off a set of rules that were used when Bird and Magic were rookies, I don't think that's going to meet the smell tests for his administration. I also think, again, we've come a long way and a lot since the world has changed since that period of time. One thing I think the league is really focused on as well is if there's a team or teams that are well managed, you're not going to be randomly disadvantaged. And so I think if that ever comes about, I'm sure there'll be plenty of focus and work to make sure that there's parity of opportunity and ultimately fairness about those rules. And also, team building is so much different than it was at that point in time. But those rules made it through 80 to 2004. And I'm sure, every step of the way, Adam has looked at every square inch of the league to make sure that it's fair, but it's also modern. And I'm sure they'll do that again. But that may not ever come to pass because I don't know if they'll ever decide to do that.
Yeah, I like the way he put it. They're still living off the rules of when Magic and Bird was a rookie.
Yeah, when teams are a lot smaller or everything like that.
That's facts. And they just implemented the 3-point line. That's crazy. Roster team building is still constructed off the year that they added the 3-point line to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely need some fixing.
But, 100%. But they also don't want to be baseball or soccer where the people with the most money can buy the best players.
No, but that's not the situation that's happened here. They've been responsible, and that's what he's mentioning. They've been responsible. They drafted their guys. They only grabbed a few players. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even at the craziest prices, but yet they're being punished because he still has draft picks left over, and at some point he can't re-sign like all their young players for extensions. So they're gonna have to like let them walk or trade them. So they are kind of being punished in a way under this new CBA. Because remember, Presti was racking up all these draft picks before everyone knew the new CBA rules. So now like this is hurting the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is all like them having all these draft picks left. This is gonna come back to bite them in the ass. 25 first round.
They have so much. I don't know if they know what to do with it.
Yeah, they got other teams. Let me see, what is this? Wow, they got first and second round.
And you know what it reminds me of? Remember the episode of SpongeBob when they make the colorful patties? And SpongeBob's like, we don't know what to do with the money, so we start burning it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I feel like the Oklahoma State Thunder will have to do with the draft picks.
Yeah, wow, they got way too many. Way too many. And they're all coming up now, like back to back years. 26, 25, 28. Like, wow. And then they own favorable draft picks too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at the 2026 first round. Is more favorable of OKC or Houston and Clippers.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, most of the stipulations are favorable to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are going to be interesting times in the league because even with the Knicks, the way they lost Hartenstein and the way they kind of had to finesse to make all these trades is because they kind of had too many players. Like if it wasn't for these new rules, I don't think re-signing Randall would have been as big of a deal. You know, so
Yeah, it's like they punish a lot of teams for doing good.
The fact that the Knicks found Dante DiVincenzo at a discount for $10 million a year, that came back. They had to use that smart move as a leveraging piece to get rid of a guy that they couldn't pay. So in a way, like the rules are kind of punishing teams for being too smart.
Yeah.
Because I think right now, no team wants to just have a guy walk away in his last year.
No, 100%.
Yeah, so it's just...
You'd rather just extend him and hope to get a trade, you know?
Yeah. And this is where it's going to be interesting to see what Minnesota does.
Yeah.
Randall, are they just going to let him walk or... It's a lot of decisions, man. A lot of fucking decisions are going to be made. Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to walk for free. It's just who knows? It could be Naz Reid. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, but Brad Stevens also spoke about the same thing because remember the Celtics are another team that they were in a good position with all the players that they got, but now they're gonna get punished because at some point they're gonna start having all their draft picks pushed to the back, and they're gonna get taxed out the ass. Cause remember they got KP, they got all these players, man, on fucking payroll. So yeah, Brad Stevens actually gave some game on it too. Check it out.
Brad, you've seen the way the collective bargaining agreement has kind of pulled some good teams apart over the last year or so. Is there any more sense of urgency for you to try to get this team to win now before the realities of the finances kick in?
Yeah, I think you always feel a great sense of urgency to win and to put yourself in the mix, and we've been lucky to be sustainably in the mix. And so, you know, I will say with the new CBA and the basketball penalties that are associated with it, and certainly the upper tax brackets that can be associated with, especially when you get into the repeater tax, I think that those are all things that we have to obviously be super aware of to continue to try to put the best product we can on the floor. And yes, there are some real challenges that will come with that. Obviously, we're in an age and stage and a group that, you know, we think has a chance to be in the mix. And so we'd like to take advantage of that while we can.
When do you think the Celtics are going to blow this team up?
3 to 4 years.
You think it's going to take 3 to 4 years?
Yes. After all these guys, and all these guys are on a cheap contract, right? So after this contract, Drew's going to retire, but I think those 3 guys are going to demand a lot more money. And Derek White these 4 guys, but Derek White might be the odd man out, or Porzingis might be the odd man out. One of those two.
No, everybody's locked in. They
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying after this contract, after their contracts.
No, fuck that. Nah, it's way too much tax money. Yo, they're gonna be $20 million. No, like $30 million into the tax. Yeah, it's gonna keep going up, man. Like they I wouldn't be surprised if they broke it up after next year. Like it's just too expensive.
They might have to. And then I think that odd man out would be Kristaps Porzingis.
KP, let me see. KP, yeah.
He's not healthy.
Yeah, he's not healthy. Yeah, his contract finishes 2026, so he would be out.
Yeah.
But even with him being out, right, before they re-sign any players in that offseason to fill up the rest of the roster, they're going to be over the cap by $20 million already.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking crazy. This team is way too expensive. Way, way too expensive. And then they give Drew Holiday the extension, Derek White the extension, and then Jason Tatum and Brown, of course, got their super maxes. Sheesh. Oh, my God. And they got the real super max. But